As the film opens, we're transported to a serene, seemingly endless countryside where Nora and Alec find themselves on a journey of unknown proportions. The gentle hum of their car's engine punctuates the silence as they navigate the winding road ahead. Curiosity gets the better of Nora, and she inquires about their arrival time. Alec, with a hint of embarrassment in his voice, admits it'll be a couple more hours and expresses regret for underestimating the trip's duration. This prompts Nora to ask about upcoming rest stops, to which Alec confesses his uncertainty. Nature calls, but Nora's preference for proper facilities leads her to decline Alec's offer to pull over. Their patience is rewarded when they stumble upon a desolate rest stop standing isolated in the vast expanse of nowhere. As they approach the eerily quiet building, their knocks go unanswered. Undeterred, Nora decides to explore the back, with Alec opting to wait in the car. Little does she know, her innocent pit stop is about to take an unsettling turn. Behind the building, Nora's relief is short-lived as she discovers abandoned personal effects near a long-extinguished campfire. Unbeknownst to her, a macabre secret lies just feet away, a human skull silently bearing witness to an untold story. Their journey resumes, only to be abruptly halted by the sight of a lone woman standing in the road. Alec, ever the good Samaritan, offers assistance with her seemingly broken-down vehicle. As he retrieves jumper cables, Nora engages in small talk with the stranger. The conversation takes an unexpected turn when the woman brazenly inquires about Nora's missing ring. Taken aback by this intrusion, Nora's defenses rise, leading to a heated exchange. Nora and Alec make the decision to leave, abandoning the mysterious woman to her fate on the lonely stretch of road. As they continue their journey, the couple finds solace in their next stop, a quaint eatery where a friendly waitress offers a welcome compliment to Nora, momentarily lightening the mood after their unsettling encounter. As Nora and Alec savor their meal, an unsettling feeling creeps over Alec. He notices a peculiar man fixated on them, his gaze unwavering. Nora, attempting to ease the tension, dismisses Alec's concerns, attributing the attention to their newcomer status. However, their departure takes a startling turn when the strange man suddenly grasps Nora's arm, urgently warning them of impending danger. Shaken by this bizarre encounter, the couple hastily retreats to their vehicle. Alec's curiosity about the man's cryptic message is met with Nora's evasiveness, further deepening the mystery surrounding their journey. Their next stop brings them to a gas station, where they seek lodging advice from an attendant. His suggestion of a nearby cabin rental seems innocuous enough, but his suspicious glare as they depart hints at something more sinister lurking beneath the surface. En route to their accommodation, Nora voices her desire to inspect the place before committing to stay. Upon arrival, her unease intensifies, despite Alec's attempts to reassure her by pointing out the numerous parked cars and signs of recent occupancy. As they venture inside, the unsettling atmosphere thickens. Their search for other guests proves fruitless until they ascend the stairs, where they're confronted by a man with a disfigured visage. His eagerness to show them around does little to quell Nora's growing apprehension. The landlord's incessant chatter about the cabin's history, its past use by Boy Scouts and church groups, and its acquisition from the late Mrs. Anderson, only serves to heighten the tension. Nora, unable to bear it any longer, abruptly cuts the conversation short, citing fatigue. In the privacy of their room, Alec chastises Nora for her perceived rudeness, while she defends her actions, expressing her revulsion towards the man. As they continue their heated discussion, neither notices the chilling detail that threatens to turn their uncomfortable stay into a nightmare. The adjacent bed, concealing a gruesome secret beneath its covers, stained with blood. As night falls, exhaustion overtakes Nora and Alec, lulling them into a false sense of security. Unbeknownst to the slumbering couple, a sinister presence lurks beneath their bed. In the dead of night, a figure emerges, looming over their sleeping forms. The moonlight reveals a chilling sight, a face concealed behind an eerie sheet mask, its hollow eyes fixed upon the unsuspecting pair. Nora's world is shattered when she awakens to find herself imprisoned in a cramped cage. Her desperate attempts to escape are futile, and her panic escalates as a man in a goat mask appears, violently demanding her silence. In a moment of desperate ingenuity, Nora seizes a small rock, clinging to hope as she attempts to pick the lock. The nightmare intensifies with the arrival of another masked figure, this one donning a cow's visage. Before Nora can process the surreal horror of her situation, she's doused with an unknown liquid, plunging her world into darkness. The scene shifts and we find Nora in an even more precarious position, bound and vulnerable in a barn, her legs forcibly spread. A new tormentor, wearing a rabbit mask, enters and injects her with an unknown substance. Nora's anguished screams and curses echo through the empty barn, met only with chilling silence as her assailant departs without a word. Later, Nora, now weakened and barely conscious, is unceremoniously returned to her cage by two of her captors. As they transport her, a horrifying realization dawns. She's in the midst of an entire community of masked individuals, stables, each going about their disturbing routines with unsettling normalcy. Meanwhile, Alec regains consciousness to find himself muzzled and caged alongside other captured men. The air is thick with tension and fear as they sit in eerie silence. Suddenly, the calm is shattered as masked figures enter, brutally attacking two of the captives with hammers. Witnessing this savage display, Alec's composure crumbles. In a fit of hysteria, he violently shakes his cage, inadvertently drawing the attention of the menacing figures. As the masked men approach Alec's cage, Alec's attempt at resistance is swiftly and brutally quashed as a hammer blow renders him unconscious. The captured men are unceremoniously loaded onto a trolley, their destination a macabre slaughterhouse that defies human imagination. In a chilling display of normalcy within this twisted world, a man donning a pig mask strolls through the town, carrying a bag filled with human remains. He exchanges casual greetings with another resident before secreting away his gruesome cargo. The two then transfer yet another captive to the stables, perpetuating the cycle of horror. The true extent of this nightmarish operation is revealed as the pig-masked man meets with the disfigured leader. Their conversation revolves around an impending deadline to prepare food for 80 people, hinting at a wider network of complicity in this atrocity. The leader's frantic orders to the kitchen staff and his decision to use dairy livestock due to meat shortages paint a picture of a well-organized, if rushed, operation. The true nature of the dairy livestock is revealed in a gut-wrenching scene of lactating women in cages hooked up to suction tubes. The pig-masked man's casual act of taking a baby from its mother, while Andrew, the gas station attendant, attempts to comfort her only to be met with curses, underscores the deep-seated trauma and anger of the captives. Tension mounts as a dead woman is discovered in the stables, with Andrew's name carved into her chest, sparking a manhunt. Meanwhile, Nora's interaction with her fellow captives provides a harrowing glimpse into the long-term suffering endured by these women. The revelation that they are systematically impregnated for milk production, coupled with the leader's callous order to dispose of those who can no longer produce, highlights the dehumanizing nature of their captivity. As Nora witnesses the brutal execution of her fellow captive, her terror reaches new heights. Huddled on the floor, she's startled by an unexpected visitor, Alec, miraculously alive and determined to rescue her. Their reunion is bittersweet, tinged with urgency as they realize time is running out. The couple's desperate bid for freedom leads them through a nightmarish landscape. Their attempt to commandeer a truck is thwarted, forcing them to flee on foot. Nora, supporting the injured Alec, manages to evade their pursuers momentarily when a mysterious bell draws the attention of their would-be captor. Their search for salvation leads them to a church, but instead of finding help, they're confronted with a chilling mural, a grotesque parody of religious imagery where animal faces replace those of Jesus and his disciples. This macabre art piece serves as a stark reminder of the twisted ideology governing their captors. As they hide from a praying man in a cow mask, the fragile hope of escape is shattered when creaking floorboards betray their presence. The ringing of the church bell signals the beginning of a frantic chase across the fields. Tragedy strikes as Alec is caught in a bear trap. In a heart-wrenching moment, Nora is forced to abandon him to save herself. The horrific sound of Alec's skull being crushed by a rock echoes in her ears as she flees, her grief and terror propelling her forward. Nora's desperate search for escape leads her to a stable where a caged man provides crucial information about a bus and its keys. As she makes her way through the farm, the eerily calm reactions of Andrew and the leader to her escape attempt add another layer of psychological horror to her ordeal. Following a masked man to a potential escape vehicle, Nora arms herself with a hammer from the gas station. As she prepares to confront her pursuer, the tension reaches a fever pitch. Nora seizes her moment of opportunity, striking down her pursuer with a well-aimed hammer blow, but her fleeting triumph is quickly overshadowed as she spots a horde of masked figures closing in. With seconds to spare, she commandeers the vehicle, narrowly escaping their clutches as she speeds away. However, fate cruelly intervenes when the car's engine sputters to a halt, forcing Nora to continue her desperate flight on foot. The relentless pursuit drives her into a building where she scrambles down to the basement. In a nail-biting moment, she spots a window, her last hope for freedom. As Nora struggles to squeeze through the narrow opening, her captor's hands grasp at her ankles. In a display of sheer determination, she uses her makeshift weapon to fend them off, finally pulling herself to safety and dashing towards the promised escape vehicle. But Nora's conscience won't let her leave without attempting to save Ashley. In a risky detour, she returns to the stables, coaxing the terrified girl to join her in what seems to be their final bid for freedom. As they board the bus, a wave of relief washes over Nora, the engine roars to life, and for a brief, shining moment, it appears they've achieved the impossible. But the silence from Ashley is deafening, and as Nora turns to investigate, her world comes crashing down. The bus, far from being their salvation, is revealed to be a horrifying trap. Surrounded by silently waiting, masked figures, Nora realizes with gut-wrenching clarity that her hope was built on a cruel deception. In a chilling finale, we witness Nora and Ashley's fate, served as macabre main courses to the village, apples grotesquely adorning their mouths. This haunting conclusion leaves viewers stunned, grappling with the depths of human depravity and the fragility of hope in the face of true evil. As the credits roll, the lingering horror of Nora's ordeal serves as a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk behind seemingly ordinary facades, challenging our perceptions of safety and humanity.